I'm sitting here with Joshi from the English Butler, Masala Chai. How are you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
Good, thanks.
Awesome.
So tell me a little bit about your character.
Okay, my character's name is Vidhi, and everyone makes fun of me because I can never say her name, so I don't even really know if that's the right way to say it. But
it sounds good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
She's the daughter of a multi-millionaire, billionaire, I don't know, very rich man. And, you know, she grew up a little privileged, but she decided instead of going to school in the States, she was going to go in England. And she meets the love of her life, Harry, and, you know, that's kind of a conflict throughout the whole thing because her father is a huge part of her life, and she, you know, respects him and loves him, and he, you know, doesn't like the British. So that poses a little bit of a problem.
Definitely.
Yeah. So yeah, she's, you know, I think she's in the sense of her age, she's a typical girl, but she definitely, you know, grew up with a silver spoon in her mouth for sure.
Right. So how did you prepare for this role?
I prepared a lot, making sure that I really understood her, because I think, you know, a lot of times when the character did grow up a little bit spoiled, you can make her a little bit unlikable. So I wanted to make sure that she did come across as, and you liked her, and you understood her, and you weren't like, oh, that, right? So
absolutely.
I think, you know, I just made sure, you know, knowing her likes and her dislikes, and really making sure that I understood, especially the bond between her and her father, because I think that's a really important one, you know, throughout the movie. So yeah, and just reading the script lots, and, you know, going over it with acting teachers and making sure I understood it, because this was, you know, my first feature, so I was...
That's exciting.
I was like, oh my God, don't screw up.
Yeah. And you did great.
Thank you.
So that's exciting. So how was it working with Manish?
It was great. You know, he was a first timer too, and so it was interesting because all of us are just like, what is going on? I'm like, I don't know what the DOP is or grips are or PAs. I have no idea about anything.
Yeah.
And so, you know, it was good to have somebody who, even though he was a first timer, he knew a lot and he understood a lot, and he likes to fix things in post. So that was like his thing, was like, fix it in post. So that's one thing I'll take away from this, from Manish. But he was great. You know, he let us have the freedom to bring what we wanted also to the script, and he wasn't too rigid, which is nice, because sometimes, you know, when you have to follow such a strict set of boundaries, you kind of, you know, you lose the character a little bit. So I think that was really nice, because he gave us the leeway to do it, but he also knew what he wanted, so we weren't, you know.
So there was direction, and you had freedom as well.
Exactly, yeah.
That's great. So if you could do it again, if you could change anything in your character or performance, what would it be?
I don't know if I would necessarily change maybe the character, but I think, you know, going back and looking at it, there's definitely some, with my inexperience, sometimes some of the scenes that I think now if I did it, they'd be a little bit stronger. You know, some of the ways I said things or did things or turned, or, you know, but you always pick apart your own thing.
Yeah,
so I think, you know, I'm happy with the character, and I'm happy with the way I played it, but, you know, there might be a few tweaks here and there.
That's all right. Nothing can be perfect.
Nothing.
No. So you're a dancer as well. So how do you balance your love for dancing and your passion for acting?
Well, I grew up dancing, and I grew up doing that, and actually I'm from Alberta, and that's why I moved out here. But I kind of just fell into acting, and it's you know, it's not necessarily always just balancing it, but I think, you know, being able to do both is always great. And it's great when I sometimes even get a role where I'm a dancer as well. And I think making sure, you know, I don't lose the dance part, because I find, you know, doing more and more film and TV, you don't go to class, you don't go to as many dance auditions. So I'm really trying to make sure I keep going to class and keep on, you know, my technique, and making sure I keep that, because that's, you know, that's my first love, and it's the first thing I love to do.
So if you had that role, say in Chicago, that would be ideal. It would be dancing and acting.
I would love it. Yes.
Triple threat.
Yes, I have one coming up in January.
Oh, great.
A show where I am the musical theater girl. So I'm really excited about that, because I get to dance and act, which is obviously, you know, that's always been my dream. And yeah, if I could do a movie that was like a reenactment, if, you know, they hadn't already done Chicago or something, we'll come up with a good one. Like West Side Story again.
Yeah, absolutely. And if it could be acting opposite anybody, who would it be?
Oh, I love Shia.
Yeah.
He is a sexy man. Or Brad Pitt would be nice, yeah. But as far as, I think, I really respect Rachel McAdams. I think she's you know, she's Canadian, so that's awesome. And I think she's got such a great maturity to her on screen that, you know, is amazing, and you don't see it very often. So I think I would definitely love to work with her.
So what other projects do you have on the go?
I have another feature film coming out. It's entitled Nostrum, and it's about 7 teenage heroin addicts. So I play a heroin addict, which is a little bit
Very
different than this one.
yeah.
Not totally, but just stick needles into my arm.
Yeah.
And I have, like I mentioned, the show coming up in January. I'm starting filming that, and a couple little guest appearances on Being Erica and The Border.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
So what inspires you to keep going in the industry?
I just have to do it. It's something in me, and I think like so many other people in this industry, it makes you happy, and it's such a huge part of yourself. And I think my family supports me, and my friends support me, which keep me going too. So I'm not always so alone in it, you know.
Yeah, keep you grounded.
Yeah, exactly.
You'll do great.
Exactly. My brothers will, they're the first to tell me that I'm getting fat, and first to tell me that I'm not that great. So
It brings you down to earth
keeps
a
me
little
grounded.
bit. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's funny. And so where do you want to go from here? Would you like to stay in Canada? Do you want to go to the States? What's your objective?
Yes, I'm definitely planning on going in the States soon. Within the next year, I want to get all my papers in order, and I want to start auditioning for stuff out there. And I love Canada, and I love their projects, but unfortunately, there's a lot more work in America, and wanting to do some pilots and stuff like that out there. I'm not really sure if I like film or TV better yet, but I'm definitely, I like both of them, so I want to make sure I keep going in that direction.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
And one last question. What was your favorite scene in this movie?
All the scenes I was just making out with Jeff.
Ooh.
You know what? Actually, the scene I really liked was the scene at the end where I got to get really mad at him because I don't often get to do emotional scenes, and that was kind of the first time I got to do an emotional scene on camera, and so that for me it was fun. It was kind of nice to dig deep into get to do a little acting.
You seem like a nice person, so
it was nice
letting
to
of the
yell
emotions
and just
go.
scream at Jeff.
Yeah.
Let him have it.